Hey, welcome to this Flashpoint campaign's gameplay video. If you ever imagine the Cold War turning hot, then don't miss a minute of what's coming up. Hey, welcome. It's time to play a little Flashpoint campaigns, Red Storm. It's been a while since I've done this, and after my experimenting with Armored Brigade, I realized just how much I enjoyed this game. It's time, I think, to get back into it a little bit. So, I've picked a scenario, the 32nd Armored Mission Briefing for StaffX 2017, Scenario 1. That's a really sexy name. I think the scenario name really is Crossing the Schlitz, which I don't think means smacking beer bottles together or something. There's a river in here, the Schlitz. So, what do you say we go ahead and get into this? Let's take a look at the briefing. Objectives: attack and seize a crossing over the Schlitz. Ensure it is secure from any interference. Pass the 32nd Battalion eastward across the Schlitz to attack enemy logistics, and 332nd Battalion will arrive in 90 minutes. Enemy presence in this sector thought to be light screening forces. Enemy exact intentions are not known. Well, that's interesting, and what's interesting about it is light screening forces, but then you come and take a look at the intel for the enemy, and you've got uh, 30 to 40 reconnaissance, 1 to 10 helicopters, 80 main battle tanks, 80 armor personnel character carriers, 80 infantry, self-propelled anti-tank, all this stuff that doesn't look like light screening forces to me, which informs how I intend to play the game. So let's look at intel friendly. That's not really detailed force rosters might be more interesting. Um, Headquarters, 1st to the 32nd. Headquarters, Company A, 1st to the 32nd. And this is really gets into all kinds of detail. There we go. What I see is mech infantry and more mech infantry and armor. Lots of armor and should be some supporting units. Yes, mortars, reconnaissance. And you know what? This is the truth is this is easier to view over here under the order of battle tab. So there's the headquarters unit. We've got a 2 companies of mech infantry, 2 companies of M1A1 uh, mortar platoon, a veteran reconnaissance force of 3 sections, be probably a platoon of 3 sections. Um, those some anti-tank guys and a platoon of air defense, 2 self-propelled batteries, and very cool. We've got some attack helicopters, some reconnaissance, and Cobras, plus Wild Weasels, A-10s, F-16s, and then our follow-up forces arriving down here, which will be more mech infantry, more armor, basically a mirror. Well, probably not perfectly a mirror. I don't think so. Very close. Yeah, the air defense is a little different. You get chaparrals rather than, yeah, but that's cool. And more. So very much the 2nd Battalion, oops, just like the 1st. So other thing to review here. Where are our victory points? 750, 750, 250, 250, 500. And what I find most interesting is there's a 250 here, but it's not particularly deep in the map. From the Soviet point of view, 500, 500, and there's bound to be more. Where am I? Let's yeah, yeah, 1,750. And the reason you want to review this in Flashpoint is that's almost certainly where the AI is going to get hot and heavy to try to get to. So I think you're going to see the AI is going to want to push this way. There's more money this way than there is this way. Um, so the idea of breaking through here and heading off in this direction is probably not. Uh, I bet you it's not doable, but I could be wrong. I think what we'll do is we're going to plan to seize these crossing points over the Schlitz here and here, blow those bridges, hold them by the nose there, and then counterattack, uh, perhaps through Frischborn, grabbing this victory point and this victory point. I don't think we'll get this one. We'll have to take a look at that depending on how the fight breaks down in here. But I think there's going to be a gigantic fight right in here as the AI tries to get back here to Storndorf. All right, let's get the units back in. Now, setting this up is non-trivial. It takes a while to plot moves for everybody. And so what I've done is prior to starting this video, I've actually got a saved scenario with everything plotted. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go load that up and we're going to get started. But before we do, hey, let's go through the YouTube ritual. And that is, if you haven't subscribed and you've already listened for 6 minutes, then come on, you really want to subscribe. That's going to do you a lot of good. It's going to do me a lot of good. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you always know when I upload another video. Like and share, show your friends what you've been watching. And most importantly, leave me a comment. This is my hobby, and I enjoy chatting with you guys. All right, let's go ahead and go get that loaded up. Well, hey, okay, here we are. Now, that looks the same, doesn't it? Except people have orders. So we'll go through that real quick. And that's worthwhile, especially if you've not played the game. You need to see how I've decided to run this without going into any great detail. We're going to send these scouts up here to look this away. We're going to send these scouts down here because they'll get there quickly and blow that bridge. We're going to send that scout there, although I have to admit I'm tempted to send him straight down in here and blow those bridges quickly. Um, take a look. Really, you start looking at this stuff after you slept, and you start wondering, well, maybe I should have, maybe I should have done something different. Um, these guys are setting up down there. These guys are setting there, and I think how to drag. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. Take a look at where you move your. Oh, what can he see? What can he see? Um, you got to take some risk here. They're going to have a lot of air defense. If we got wild weasels, they're going to have a lot of air defense. There's also going to be a gigantic roadblock traffic jam through here. You can see, and if you've not played the game, what it's telling you is that I've given these guys assault orders, which is move in combat formation as quickly as possible. I'm expecting immediate or very contact very soon, and I want these guys in their best combat formation as they move forward. Um, there's normally an order delay, but when you set up your first move, you can they just roll. Now, if I change these orders in the middle of the game, they're going to sit around sorting themselves out. So it's wise to set these guys up to move as quickly as possible and in their best moving formation for expected heavy opposition, in my opinion. Later in the game, if you want to move quickly, then you might want to say hasty, which will send them down the road running if they're not expecting to bump into anybody. That reduces the amount of time it takes them to transit. And I also think they tend to uh, respond to those orders quickly, more quickly, quicker. That's a word. Hey, I could use the word quicker. Um, anyway, I'm blathering on about the details of the game. I think for the most part we're set pretty good. Here is the plan. These guys are moving up into positions to recon the area. Let's go to order of battle. Let's take a look at headquarters is going here to yeah, everybody's got a command radius, and that's a pretty good. When he's here, that'll pretty much take care of everybody, I think, in the area of operations. Uh, this mech infantry is moving into positions right on the river and crossings. This mech infantry is coming down here to guard the right. I've also, and I'll talk about that in a second. Uh, that armor headquarters, Company C of 1st of the 32nd is moving into position there, there, see there, there, and there, and headquarters D, or I should say D Company, there, there, there. The mortars moving into position there. We've already gone over the reconnaissance guys. Now I've only got one anti-tank unit in the anti-tank platoon now, and that's because I have cross-attached to some of the companies additional units. So this company has one of the anti-tank units and one of the air defense units, and that's to keep those units in command. You have a nearby headquarters. That one headquarters is not going to do it unless you're going to put all the. Let's look at it. Uh, there's the air defense headquarters. Okay, it's like maybe 6 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So unless you're going to lump all the air defense in one little place, you've got to spread them around. So I did. I've got one of them still under the command of the anti-tank platoon headquarters, and it's going to come back up here in kind of a reserve. Everybody else is split out, and you can see generally. Okay, well, we've been blathering on for 11 minutes now. We haven't played anything. I think it's time to go ahead and let the game rock on, and let's get some shooting done, he says after he looks. Actually, that guy, yep. Let's take a look at that. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He may be too far away to engage. I don't know. I don't know. I say we get her started. So let's push the button and let the game begin. All right, so the first turn ought to be, the first movements ought to be fairly quiet. I suspect we won't bump into anything right away. And it's been a while since I looked at this. We got a lot of orders. We got a lot of command control. Our average rate is 97%. Readiness recovery is 24 per hour. And we've got all our starting victory points. Well, our command cycle is considerably slower than theirs, 13 as opposed to 23 minutes. Battle. There's our fire support. The game delay factor. Yep. Looks good. All right, people are moving into position. You can see the intended paths for many of them. This is where I split these guys, trying to break down some of this congestion. I expect congestion in here anyway, as these guys all try to move in there. If there had been a road this way, I might have been tempted to take them that way, and I might should have. I might have should have taken one company the back way. Um, I don't know. We'll find out how it works. All right. Zoom out a little bit. Helicopters are moving down here to scout this area. Some of the helicopters coming back here, staying in reserve. Oh, when I zoomed out, it had to refresh all the. I'm kind of torn between zooming out so you can see the whole thing and zooming in so you can see the details. But every time this map refreshes, it does funny things in the video. And so I think we'll just leave it here for a minute. I don't think there's going to be anything to watch for this round anyways. There's only 30 minutes left in this game round. Okay, our wild weasels are here. 2 F4 wild weasels. Aha, we spotted some enemy reconnaissance. Yeah, we saw something. Okay, game resolution is over. Got enemy radar there. Do I have... So let's take a quick look. We've got 20 orders available. We won't use anything like it. Um, both of these guys are on call. I don't like enemy radar. Hit them. And we hit them hard because the air power in this scenario ought to be critical, and we need to suppress their air defenses. Okay, let's go. Oh, there's another radar emission down there. That guy probably will move forward. I bet you this is some kind of big burly missile unit, and that's probably a gun unit. Uh-oh. See, he's already. Hey, we found the enemy air defense, and I was right. It is a big burly missile unit. Maybe I shouldn't have moved that guy quite so aggressively over that ridge. One Ricky killed. That was my guy. Oh, he's gonna hit him too. Yeah, he's hiding. Good for him. Come on, we gotta get some artillery on these guys. Yeah, this guy. Okay, we're here. We're in town. We're gonna start trying to blow some bridges. Zoom in a little bit. Here we go. Get up. Oh, yeah, payback is sweet, baby. Payback is sweet. 2 air defense, 3 headquarters. And just in case there's any of you left. That was interesting. First one beat hell out of it, and the second one didn't kill anything. Did we get everything, or did they slip out of there between barrages? And the answer is, I don't know. But those are some dangerous missiles. They reach clean across the map and tag that Kiowa. It's good to put them down, or at least degrade their abilities before we start flinging our fixed-wing assets. And everybody's still just moving right along. We're having a big old time. I love this game. I should have played it more. You know, when I started playing games back in the 60s, I want to say maybe they were Milton Bradley games. I don't remember, Stratego and, oh, heck, there were some other games that I've forgotten. There was a Civil War game. There was a World War I aircraft game. Game resolution's over. Okay, we need to think about this a second, don't we? This guy is moving, so we're not going to try to chase him with artillery. I was saying, I started playing Panzer Blitz. My first real war game, summer of 1970. And there's a long story there, but I was a kid and I was living in a dorm, strangely enough, 12 years old, for the summer. And this kid had Panzerblitz, and oh my God, me and a friend of mine who might actually be watching this, hey there, Tex, uh, we still keep up after all these years, basically took that game away from our friend and we played it to pieces. And so this reminds me of playing Panzerblitz, except I don't have to be sitting in my pajamas in a dorm at 12 years old and pushing counters around and rolling dice. All right. Well, our artillery is relocating because they're wise. They don't want to get hit by counter battery, and I'm for that. By the way, I left one air defense here, just out of curiosity. What could this guy see? Huh. You see, this, I kind of suspected that the line of sight for air defense is not the same as line of sight for other units, which makes it really hard to decide where to put them. And oh my God, look at that beautiful hill right there. I probably should have put an air defense up there where it could get smacked by artillery. The only question I have now is not this guy is hurt real bad. Do we send a wild weasel over here and try to catch that guy? Um, and, why not? What's the worst thing that happens? They get shot down. Airstrike there. 11:36, yeah, as quickly as possible. Now, normally in an airstrike, you can give it like, hit any target within 4 hexes. Here, it just says no discretionary target zone radius. It's a SEAD mission. Well, if it's moving, it'd be nice to have a 2 or 3 hex radius to catch the guy. But let's find out. The worst thing that happens, they get shot down, which would be bad. They are 156 victory points each. But let's set that. The other thing we could do, but I'm not going to because they're moving. Although I was thinking we could lay some mines down in this valley. Uh, let's let them relocate, and then we'll do that. Let's roll. That artillery is always critical, and it would be bad form to let the AI catch them and counter battery them early in the game. All right. So far, I guess moving those guys off of that road didn't seem to have. Uh-oh, the fight's on. Oh, and I forgot to order to blow that bridge. Oh no! We'll do it next round and hope that's good enough. This is how the AI wins games. Just generally speaking, I don't think the AI is good enough. All right, we've got our A-10s. I don't think the AI is good enough to beat a bright player most of the time, but because bright players and can forget to do things. There's so much to keep track of. Okay, fight is on down there. Exchanging fire, little skirmishes with the leading elements. And everybody's moving nicely. Oh, the mortars are firing. Or will be. He went after somebody back there. I've got the Fire Support Control Center, I think it is, enabled. So the AI... Uh-oh, here we go. Whoa, look at the guys the F4s are seeing. Woo, they got in there. They hit. And they gave us some really interesting intel. Ooh, and they killed 4 air defense. Yes, now that's some wild weaseling. Yeah, I've got an idea now. I've got an idea now. Okay, game resolution is over. First, let's do what I should have done already. Blow bridge. And then, I don't care if you're moving or not. I want you on call, and I want you deploying mines there. And where else can I throw down mines that might help choke their ability to, I don't know what's going on back up in here. Clearly there's considerable forces down in here. I could throw one right in the middle of the this little narrow spot right there. So what do you say we tell these guys to be on call and deploy mines right there in that little valley? Oh, now down here, this guy's good. This guy ducked out of sight because it was really dangerous for him not to do so. I think now we will get him to move back up there and get a look. These guys are still in reserve. And this guy is... he could do better, couldn't he? Yep, let's have him move. Yep, have him move to there. How many orders do we have? Oh, we got more than we can use. And we're doing okay, but our readiness, unit readiness has dropped. Go figure, we've already started, everybody's spread out. Just wait, just wait. They're bound to have artillery that'll be damned unpleasant. And, we want to be all ready for it. Okay, I don't see... we haven't learned anything else. There's no reason not to just keep playing. Let's go. That's right. We brought the tanks up there. That'll cover that bridge. That reconnaissance is not going to come mess with our guys while they're trying to... Oh, they must have thought there was some reconnaissance up there. All right, guys, everything's coming together. That wild weasel strike was just awesome. That tickled the hell out of me. That made me a happy guy. Uh-huh. I wish I got those mines in quicker. See what we see down in here. Yeah, we got guys coming from this direction. Ooh, the mines just dropped back here and somebody was already there. Aw. Okay, they don't... that's the last of the mines for that unit. Okay, well, we've laid our minefields. Oh, and our counter battery fire caught us. Oh. I'm sad. I am sad. And the reconnaissance has decided that we shouldn't have people trying to blow bridges. Oh, outstanding. Our Cobras are engaging this reconnaissance unit. It shows his armor, but we're killing BRDMs, so that must be a Riki platoon, or maybe a Riki company, I should say, which would have armored cars, BRDMs, and armor, and tanks, T-80s or T-64s, I don't know. Okay, we've got the Fire Support Control Center doing its thing. These guys are moving down the road. Game resolution over. Okay, they moved. He's on call. What do we got here? 4 tanks. And I'm inclined. Let's take a look at these guys. Uh, Over here. They're at 84% ammo. These guys are not near as effective anymore. They just got hammered. They're at 70% ammo. I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any radar. Uh, what have we got available? The A10s are available. Now, do I hold them until I've got a better feel for who's who in the zoo, or do I say, you know what, let's hit these guys in the valley and just rip them up? Now, there may be more air defense out there. In fact, I'd be very surprised if there's not. I think we will hold that for a bit. What we're going to do now is get in here, tell these guys to blow the bridge, and these guys to blow the bridge to make this easier to hold. This is where we're going to break their back, guys. Right in here, I think, if we do it at all. I find this interesting. That could just be since it's reconnaissance and can be way outside of their headquarters and still operate well, it could just be a cheap way of trying to grab this if we didn't cover it. This guy's still got plenty of ammo. He didn't get shot at last time, so we're going to leave him alone. We're going to hold him back. These guys will get into position soon. I hate that. I don't want you going up there, but sometimes you just can't fix the paths on this. You tell them, hey, I want you to do. Look, no matter what, it wants to go out there on that bare hillside. Okay, this is just the way it is. This guy's going to move up there. There's my air defense moving into position. Anti-tank still got ways to go. These guys are good. These guys are good. That is a headquarters for the mortars and more air defense. So I try to have this air defense here, air defense here. There's some air defense right there. These guys will go there. I try to keep the air defense kind of dense in here. I just don't see a rich enough target environment here to waste artillery ammunition. Let's go. He's still coming down the road. And we're still shooting at him. Not to any great effect. Uh-oh, he's out of sight. One thing about the Fire Support Control Center, it will waste ammo for you. Thank you. And that's, nice harassing fire against the column. Ooh. Or reconnaissance. Yeah, maybe I should have just taken control of those guys because they're just throwing ammo out there for nothing. Oh, the F-16s are available. And there they are. We found them. This isn't good. He's in that. Okay, thank God he got into the woods. And this guy's engaging him anyway. I think he's had. Oh, ow, ow. Quit. Leave my anti-tank guys alone. That could be an ouch. Okay, well, so far it's just skirmishing. I'm reluctant to say that we're ahead of the game there, but yeah, I think we kind of are for no other reason than stomping that air defense and that air defense hopefully will make it a lot safer for our fixed wing assets, especially to operate at will. That's interesting. Okay, since you guys just seem to be unbelievably unwilling to shoot at what you know about, let's throw some ICM in in there. Let the other guy relocate so he doesn't get stomped like the last guy did. Uh, he's still able to see everything. Let's see what this guy. He's at 50% ammo. We'll let him stand there and probably run another guy his way and send him back to. He's got to go back to some headquarters to rearm. Probably back to here. And I think we're okay in command control. What you can do is you can look over here and see, is anybody red? And it looked like uh, we maintain good command control. Got 20 orders that I don't need. Readiness is down, but still acceptable. We're still almost half. Our command cycle is half of theirs. And the mortars are ready to shoot. I mean, they'll shoot whether I want them to or not. So let's go ahead and have him fire there. And these guys are in position waiting for artillery to come along and stomp them to pieces. This guy sees nothing. So I begin to think that we don't have to worry about much from the left. And this is under control. That reconnaissance guy is not going to, he's going to get toasted. Well, we're probably coming up on 40 minutes or so by now, all told. What do you say we do one more command cycle? I think, is there anything else I ought to do? I think we're still holding back our big guns with the A-10s and the F-16s until they reveal themselves. Oh, that guy is. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Like I said, I think there was no great threat on that flank. If you had not placed anything there, it'd have been unfortunate. Rats! They moved. Maybe there's somebody behind them. That was a waste. I should have spread those up and down the road. Okay. Just about everybody's in position now. Their artillery ought to start falling on us pretty heavy any time now. They've had plenty of time to sort that out. I didn't tell them to do that, but they decided to. Fire on the minefield. And killing some more. Ooh, look at that. Well, okay, we are stuck in. Our guys are, for the most part, in place, and you know, spirit of the scenario was to attack with these guys. But you know, I'm the kind of guy who likes to grab something the enemy wants and let him come to me. We'll beat his brains out against that river line. And then we'll get a counterattack force. It's a counterattack force. We'll get another force at least this big. That if offensive action is warranted, we will get offensive. But right now, just looking at the victory point locations, I want to grab that. That's not been taken by anybody, and that'll be easily done by reconnaissance, if nothing else. And I want to grab that. The chances of grabbing that, I think, are, without wrecking myself, are minimal. But we'll get across the Schlitz and into this area for sure. And then we just see if we can hold here, because these are not screening forces. there's a couple of battalions of armor over here. better part of a regiment be who knows? I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, this has rattled along long enough. Hey, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you again next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you click on that picture of very young Waz, you'll be subscribed so you'll never miss another video. Then click on that bell notification button and please share and comment. See you again soon.